Hello and welcome, Minnesota Farah. We are genuinely very happy to have you with us for our daily coverage of the NFL news. Please subscribe to our channel to support our initiative as we bring to you the latest updates from the world of NFL on a daily basis. Now let's dive deep into our news stories.
I'm your host, and today we've got a whirlwind of updates from around the league, so let's dive right in. Times 1. Baltimore Ravens. Starting off our coverage, we've got news from the Baltimore Ravens. Unfortunately, they've placed DB Ardarius Washington on the injured reserve list due to a chest injury. It's a tough blow for the Ravens, losing a key player like that. But there's a silver lining here, folks. On the brighter side, they've signed Sam Mustipher to the active roster from the practice squad. That's a move that could shore up their offensive line. Now, let's move on to our next news. Times 2. Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have had a tough start to the season, and things just got tougher. Linebacker LB Shaq Thompson suffered a broken fibula during Monday's loss to the Saints. Head coach Frank Reich confirmed that he's likely to miss the remainder of the season. Thompson underwent surgery to repair the fracture, and the Panthers subsequently placed him on injured reserve. But wait, there's more on the transaction front. DB Mac McCain has been waived from injured reserve. It's a tough break for the Panthers, losing key defensive personnel. Now, let's keep the ball rolling. Times 3. Cincinnati Bengals. Turning our attention to the Cincinnati Bengals, they've made a roster move. CB Marvell III has been waived from the reserve injured list. The Bengals are shaking things up in the secondary, it seems. Now, let's see what's happening in Cleveland. Times 4. Cleveland Browns. In Cleveland, it's a mixed bag of news. On one hand, RB Nick Chubb's knee injury from Monday's loss will require surgery, and his season is unfortunately over. Head coach Kevin Stefanski confirmed this sad news. However, CB Greg Newsome II's elbow injury is considered day-to-day, so there's a glimmer of hope on the defensive side. But here's an interesting twist. RB Kareem Hunt is visiting the Browns. The free agent back spent the last 4 seasons with Cleveland, which is now looking for a replacement for Chubb. Could we see Hunt back in a Browns uniform? We'll have to wait and see. And there's more. QB Deshaun Watson will not face league discipline for the contact he made with an official during Monday's loss. That's a relief for the Browns as they navigate through these early season challenges. Oh, but we're not done yet. The Browns also made some roster cuts, waiving WR Anthony Schwartz and DB Bo Pete Keys from injured reserve. A busy day in Cleveland, indeed. Now, let's switch gears to Detroit. Times 5. Detroit Lions. Over in Detroit, they're shuffling their roster. RB Bam Knight is being signed to the active roster from the practice squad. Kayode Awosika is making a similar jump, being signed to the active roster from the practice squad as well. These moves could inject some fresh energy into the Lions. But it's not all sunshine and roses. They've got some injuries to contend with. James Houston is officially placed on injured reserve with an ankle issue. CBCJ, Gardner Johnson is also on injured reserve due to a torn pec. Tough breaks for the Lions, pun intended. Now, let's head down to Houston. Times 6. Houston Texans. In Houston, the Texans have been making some cuts. DeMichael Doug has been shown the door. Roster adjustments are a common sight in the NFL, and the Texans are no exception. But let's keep the momentum going and check in on the Colts. Times 7. Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts have some roster moves of their own. RB Trey Sermon from the practice squad is making his way to the active roster. Arlington Hambright is also making the leap, signed to the active roster from the practice squad. These moves could add depth to the Colts lineup. However, they've cut ties with Ryan Hayes. Roster adjustments can be tough, but it's all part of the game. Now, let's head to the City of Angels. Times 8. Los Angeles Rams. In Los Angeles, the Rams are making some moves too. They've signed DT Corey Durden from the practice squad. The Rams are looking to strengthen their defense, and this signing could be a step in the right direction. Now, let's take a trip up to Minnesota. Times 9. Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have some injury concerns of their own. LT Alasimeka Udo has been placed on injured reserve. But it's not all bad news. They've officially announced the signing of OL Dalton Risner. These moves could have a significant impact on the Vikings' offensive line. Now, we head to the heart of New England. Times 10. New England Patriots. The New England Patriots have some interesting news. QB Matt Corral, who was released by the Patriots Monday and cleared waivers Tuesday, is signing with the team's practice squad. A quarterback in the practice squad can provide valuable depth and competition in the QB room. And there you have it. It's been a day filled with roster moves, injuries, and some promising developments. Stay tuned for more updates as the NFL season unfolds. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep cheering for your favorite teams.